Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it? Worked it? Logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Good evening, everyone. It's time for Ham Talk Live. It's episode number 127. 2018 Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award winner, Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO, recorded live on Thursday, August 9th, 2018. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight we're joined by Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO, and Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, and we'll take your calls live in a few minutes. Last week we were talking about the Huntsville Hamfest, which we'll be talking about some again tonight with the Young Ham Awards taking place, but Mark Brown, N4BCD, the new chairman, was here to preview that. So if you missed that, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on the podcast edition on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. And we do have an announcement here to make. I got an email from the staff at the Great Lakes HamCon, and they sadly had to cancel this year's event at the Michigan Speedway in October, and they wanted to get the word out on that. So sadly, the Great Lakes HamCon will not have its second go around. Their website has refund information. If you already purchased tickets for that, go to the Great Lakes HamCon website for more information about that. So we're going to talk Young Ham of the Year tonight, and so maybe you have a question for Bryant, the winner, or Don, coordinating everything from Amateur Radio Newsline. So if you do, you can give us a call when we get to that part of the program. I'll go ahead and give you the number. It's 812-NET-HAM1, 812-638-4261. Or you can call in on Skype if you want to talk on Skype. We're Ham Talk Live on there. And you can also tweet us. The Twitter handle is @HamTalkLive. So we'd love to hear from you, and maybe even just a congratulations call would be nice tonight. So we'll do that after we talk to Don and Bryant, and we also have our final summer giveaway tonight. We'll take the call of the day, and you'll win a Heil Sound canvas bag, courtesy of Heil Sound. All you have to do is call in. We'll pick a random caller at the end of the show and give that away. So I'll be back with Don and Bryant right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
Hey, honey, have you seen the PL259s anywhere?
No, I haven't. Come on, kids. Let's go. There's just one place to go for all of your connector needs.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
A giant warehouse of connectors and adapters for every occasion. Thousands to choose from in every shape, size, and color. And they have antennas, soldering supplies, cables, meters, and more. Where do you go if you want to buy a connector at a fraction of retail cost?
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
And this weekend only, take advantage of our special liquidation sale. Buy 9 solder-type PL259s, get the 10th one for just 1 penny. They make great Christmas presents. And what better way to say I love you than with the gift of a PL259?
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Hi, I'm Scott Cole, KB9AMM, president of Tower Electronics. I like the company so much that I bought it.
Tower Electronics, coming to a Hamfest near you, or online at pl-259.com. And we're in the yellow pages under Amateur Radio Connectors.
My, wherever did you get that lovely PL259?
Tower Electronics, pl-259.com, or call 920-435-2973.
Do we sell PL259 connectors?
Ham Talk Live. The longer you listen, the later it gets.
Thanks to Scott and Jill at Tower Electronics for sponsoring the show again tonight and help bring you Ham Talk Live each and every week. Saturday, they'll be in Huntington, West Virginia. And then next weekend, they'll be at the Huntsville Hamfest. That's August 18th and 19th. And then they'll be going to Shelby, North Carolina. But you can always visit them by going to pl-259.com. Our guest this evening, Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO, is a 14-year-old ham that will be the 2018 recipient of the Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Amateur Radio Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award next weekend at Huntsville. Bryant is a member of the Montgomery, Alabama Amateur Radio Club and has numerous accomplishments that we'll be talking about here in just a little bit. And the pride of Picayune, Mississippi, Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, joins us once again tonight. You know him from Amateur Radio Newsline and from Ham Nation. His day job is working at iHeartMedia in New Orleans, producing commercials and formerly an on-air personality. He's a native of Shawnee, Oklahoma, and first licensed in 1995. He's now an extra class license holder and an active volunteer examiner, and he's the most censored personality on the Twit network, even though usually it's not deserved. Good evening, Don. Good evening, Bryant.
Some people beg to differ.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we're here to talk about the Young Ham of the Year Award. So, Don, why don't you start us off? Just remind everyone a little of the history of the award and what it's all about.
Okay, well, it was the brainchild of Bill Pasternak, WA6ITF, the late founder of Amateur Radio Newsline. Newsline started in '76, and in 1986, or '85 actually, I believe it was, Bill had the idea to do something to try to honor and promote youth in amateur radio. He was hugely into kids and education and anything to further the cause of amateur radio. So the very first Young Ham of the Year Award was presented to Sean Allen Wakefield, WK5P of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, my home state. That was in 1986. And we've done it every year since 1986, except for 2014. When we had just very few nominees for Young Ham of the Year Award, and there really wasn't anything that set any of them apart. So rather than tape these names up to a wall, close your eyes, turn around 10 times, and throw a dart, and say, "Okay, there's your winner," we decided not to do that because nobody really stood out. So there was no award presented in 2014. But beginning in 1986 until this year, again, with the exception of 2014, we have honored a young ham with the Young Ham of the Year award. Bill passed away 3 years ago. We named it in his honor, the Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Young Ham of the Year award. And since 1993, it has had a home at the Huntsville Hamfest. So this will be the 25th year of Newsline and the Young Ham of the Year at the Huntsville Hamfest. And it's just been a great partnership.
And what are we doing for the 25th anniversary? Do you get a free soft drink with that, or?
There's a paddle line. So Bryant, get ready.
Oh, wow.
Okay, all right.
No, we're gonna. We haven't really planned anything out of the ordinary. We're just gonna. It's gonna be business as usual, where we're gonna get up on stage at 2:00 in the afternoon. And we're going to tell people a little bit about Bryant, and we're going to honor him and present him with some lovely parting gifts, and send him on his merry little way to enjoy his year as the Young Ham of the Year. So that's what we're going to do, as always, with the exception of 2014.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Bryant a little bit. Tell us, all the good stuff here. Now he's for some reason. Both of you keep coming back to this show, and Bryant's been on here maybe as many times as you have, Don, because he's doing this and doing that, and so tell everybody about Bryant. I mean,
he's deserving to be on here. I'm on here just because you're bored and can't find anybody else. I've got a page and a half of bullet points of things that Bryant has done. So I mean, I'm not gonna go through all of them. I'll go through all of them at the Hamfest, but I'm not going to go through all of them here. But just some of the high points. He's 14. His mother is now a ham as well, KG5HVO. She got licensed after the Dayton Hamvention a couple of years ago. He was first licensed as a tech in May of 2015, got his general in August of 2015, and his extra in November of 2015. I've got 2017, but you got your extra in 2015, didn't you, Bryant?
It was actually in 2017.
Oh, was it in 2017? Okay. All right. I thought I had a typo. All right. Let's see. You learned about ham radio after joining the Boy Scouts in New Orleans and going for the Radio Merit Badge. When he was 11, a counselor's chat with a station in the Netherlands during the ARRL DX contest snagged him. When he was living in New Orleans, he joined the Jefferson Amateur Radio Club, where he did contesting, field day, CW, special events, public service, Hamfest, and conventions, basically just in it to win it. And he did in 2017, where he won the Dave Coulter Youth DX Essay Contest and got to travel with the team, the adventure team, in August of 17 to Costa Rica. Just did WRTC in Wittenberg, or I guess it's Wittenberg, Germany.
Wittenberg, yes. Ed will correct you if you don't say it right.
We don't want to get on the bad side of Mr. Durant, DD5LP. So Wittenberg, Germany. Let's see. ARRL National Contest Journal identifies him as one of the next generation of contesters. Pretty famous contact Bryant made with Tim Duffy during a contest, I think, where he was using a push-to-talk handheld microphone as a CW key. That's kind of cool. It's really fun to hear Tim tell that story. He copies CW at 40 to 50 words a minute. I can barely spell CW myself. But it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. American Youth Baseball Hall of Fame. He's played baseball for 8 years. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. He's an amazing young radio amateur.
Well, he certainly is. And Bryant, out of all this stuff that Don's got in front of him there and talked about, is there any one thing that kind of stands out as a favorite?
Well, first of all, Don and Neil, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. This award is really about all of those who have helped me, assisted me, and mentored me throughout this ham radio journey. I want to emphasize on this. They have gone out of their way to provide endless opportunities for me and many other youth operators I have dozens of mentors that I can contact very easily if I have a problem with anything, whether it be a computer problem or a radio problem or advice on different contesting strategies. So it's really just a reflection on them and the great work that they've done with me. I have lots of memorable experiences that I could share with you. But my most memorable are probably my first HF QSO. My first HF QSO was with Debbie. Was with Puerto Rico. Was with Puerto Rico on 20 meters, and that was at the Jefferson Amateur Radio Club clubhouse on a Thursday night. And I was just a tech then. Had really no experience with HF, so that was really cool. As Don mentioned, I got to operate DX from Costa Rica with the Dave Coulter Memorial Youth DX Adventure crew with my friends Chris KG5HVO and Austin WA8CCS. That was just a blast operating from TI5 land. In my first trip to Dayton, I had the opportunity to attend a dinner with Tim Duffy, K3LR. And during the dinner, Tim called me up onto the stage and introduced me as his friend. And that really meant a lot to me, and it was a very special moment that I will never forget.
All right. Well, lots of cool things that you've been able to experience in just a short time, and we're so glad that you've done all those things, and we're thankful to everyone who's helped him along the way. And I've got some comments here from some people in your past to talk about here in a little bit that are cheering you on for this, and so we're so proud to have you as the Young Ham of the Year this year. You just got back though from Wittenberg and WRTC, so now that you've been through one, what are your thoughts? Did it live up to what you expected? Was it more? What are your thoughts now that you're back from WRTC?
So let me be honest. It was humbling, very humbling, and it was so thrilling. I've never had so much fun being soundly defeated in my entire life.
There you go.
I learned so much from the preparation and the competition itself than I've ever learned in my 3 years of being a licensed ham. The German hospitality and organization was very, very good, Neil. There were no problems whatsoever. What really surprised me was the temperature, though. I being from the deep south in Alabama, and I just moved from New Orleans, I have become very accustomed to high humidity levels. So when I was operating in the contest, it was about 80, maybe upper 80s during the day inside the tent where we were operating. But during the night, it was so cold, and I didn't have the appropriate clothing to properly guard against hypothermia. I'm just joking. It wasn't that bad. But yeah, the temperature caught me off guard there, but it was it was just a great experience that, once again, I'll never forget.
Well, I still remember the quote that you gave me in one of your interviews for the National Contest Journal article, I think it was. It said that if you look up the word underdog in the dictionary, your picture was there. And it's quite the competition, but the youth teams made a big splash this time. So, I think you're to be congratulated for doing that. I think that's wonderful.
Neil, I want to make a quick observation here real quick. I've been involved with Young Ham of the Year since 1995, since I first got licensed. And one thing about all of these kids that I think is different from a lot of the youth of the world who just youth in general. The first thing you hear out of Bryant's mouth is, it's not I, me, my. It's, I'd like to thank all of those who helped me get where I am here. He puts all of the praise on his mentors and the people who have helped him. And I think his humility is so refreshing in a day and age where, this generation is all me, 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 I, me, my, I, me, my. And I've known Bryant for 3 years, ever since right after he got his technician, I think it was, and just the most humble, appreciative person I think that I know. And Bryant, I hope you never lose that, and I'm sure you won't, because it's refreshing, and it's one of the things that make you the special person that you are.
Well, thank you, Don. You're really sweet.
Totally.
No one's ever said that. No one's ever say that's the first chink in your armor. You clearly have. But I'm kidding. But no, it's true. It's just the humility is so refreshing in this day and age, and I know that's just you, and it comes from your heart, and I really appreciate that about you. So I just want to let you know.
This is a young person who, in order to finance his trip to WRTC, made holiday cards with a ham radio theme and sold them.
And they were great.
And they were.
They were very cool.
They were. And I still have, I think 4 or 5 left for next year. So we may have to talk, Bryant, after the show.
Yeah.
All right.
This could be a side gig.
Well, there's one other thing we want to talk about here before we go to break, Bryant, and that is that you have your own forum at Huntsville this year.
Yes, Neil. I'll be in Huntsville sharing WRTC 2018 through the eyes of a youth contester. The forum will be at 10 o'clock. I forget which room it is, but it's in the room where all the contest presentations are. So, hope everybody that is able to attend enjoys the presentation.
I think that's the first forum of the day for Saturday. I'm planning on being there. I'm gonna be there if unless something happens. I'm gonna be in your forum because I want to hear this.
Yep, it is the first one of the day.
Yep.
But there's 4 going on at the same time, so you'll
Right,
have to get the right room. But yep, it is the first one of the day. So
I think you're up against Bob Heil. So
oh my goodness,
no pressure there.
No pressure on Bob. Right?
Yeah.
No pressure on
exactly.
Bob, maybe he'll get a couple of people show up,
Little pressure on Bob, maybe.
Yeah. So, well, if you're interested in that, make sure you get there early at Huntsville, and I believe that is 10 o'clock for that forum, so make sure you get there and check that out. Well, I'm going to come back here with Bryant and Don, and we'll take your calls and see what you all have to say here about the Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award right after this word from ICOM America right here on Ham Talk Live. Heard it? Worked it? Logged it. It's time to get the transceiver that is best suited for your lifestyle. ICOM offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. See how you can make the most out of contest season with one of these transceivers. First, the IC7851. It's the competitive edge you've been looking for. Raise the bar and hear what others cannot with this flagship HF and 50 megahertz transceiver that has reciprocal mixing dynamic range, crystal clear LO design, spectrum scope, dual receivers, and digital voice recorder. The one I've been drooling over lately, the IC7610. It's the SDR every ham wants, and just in time for contest season. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent ones. The new ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has RF direct sampling system, 110 dB RMDR, independent dual receiver, and dual digit select. The reason I've been drooling over the IC7610 is the performance I've seen at work with our IC7300. It's changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large touch screen, a real-time spectrum scope, and an SD card slot. It's all in the IC7300. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
Oh, yeah. You're talking ham radio, baby. You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Join the conversation. Call us on voice with Skype at Ham Talk Live or give us a call at 812-NET-HAM1. That's 812-638-4261. Now, here's more Ham Talk Live.
Be sure to check out ICOM radios at icomamerica.com. Ham Talk Live is on the air every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here at hamtalklive.com. And check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And it's time for your calls now. And if you have a question for Bryant or Don or both, give us a call right now at 812-NET-HAM1. That's 812-638-4261. Or you can Skype us at Ham Talk Live or tweet us at Ham Talk Live. And if you call in tonight, you're automatically registered to win a Heil Sound canvas bag. All you have to do is call in to win. Do have a couple of things here. Mark Brown, N4BCD, the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest, just sent me a text and says, yes, Bryant's talk does conflict with Bob Hiles, but Bryant is in the Redstone room at 10 a.m. That's in the Embassy Suite. So that's where you'll find Bryant's forum at 10 a.m. in Embassy Suites on that side of the Sky Bridge in the Redstone room. So that is there. And KG5GJT, Brian Karcher, said, be sure you tell Bryant that Mrs. Liz and I will be there to see him, and they wanted all the times and everything, so we'll run that down here in just a little bit. So Bryant wanted to pass that along to you. And let's talk about the presentation time and where you need to be and what's going to happen, and if you can't make it, how you can watch that.
Yeah, you can watch it online if you can't be there in person. Tom Medlin streams the entire Huntsville Hamfest from the time he leaves his driveway in Memphis, I believe is where he lives, to almost to where he pulls back in after the weekend. So he will stream the whole thing, and he always streams the award presentation live, and you'll actually be able to hear it because I'll have his microphone, so you'll have stage sound. But we convene at 2:00, right up on the main stage where they make all of the announcements, and where you go up and pick up your prizes right there.
Right when you walk in.
Yeah, the main stage right there. There are a bunch of chairs always set up there, right? And typically it's right in front of where the ICOM booth and Yaesu booth and everything is there. Gigaparts is all right there too in that area. So that's where we do it at 2:00, and typically takes about 15 minutes and we're done. So we don't take up a whole lot of time, but it's great because it's everybody at the Hamfest can hear it, and we typically have a really good crowd to come and watch that, and they're very appreciative. And of course, we're very appreciative of Huntsville Hamfest for having us, and of course, W5KUB.com for streaming it, and that is of course how you can watch it live if you can't be there in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, so several people have been asking, when is it? Where do you need to be? And they're like, oh, you can't miss it. You'll hear it on the PA system, and right there when you walk in, there's a huge stage there with all the chairs again, like Don said, and we'll be there at 2:00. So make sure you check that out if you're at Huntsville next weekend and visit and congratulate Bryant in person. But you can congratulate him on the phone at 812-NET-HAM1, 812-638-4261, or you can tweet us too. And one thing I wanted to talk about too, while we're talking about some Huntsville Hamfest stuff, is Bryant, one of your club members is actually the Alabama Young Ham of the Year. So tell us a little bit about Warren.
Yes, this year's Alabama Outstanding Youth Ham Award goes to Warren, W4RRN of Prattville, Alabama. He has done some outstanding things in this hobby in the short time he's been licensed. So I look forward to seeing him in Huntsville and congratulating him.
Yeah, congratulations to him.
Yeah, so W4RRN, Warren Whitby, and I talked to Mark earlier, and Mark said that they told him that the ceremony would be at 1 o'clock plus or minus an hour. It was whenever they could get everybody back from lunch, so they were kind of shooting for 1, but they might do it before, they might do it after, so somewhere around 1 o'clock, be around the main stage there, and you'll figure it out. But
and I would just like
exact plans there. Yeah, go ahead, Don.
I would just like to add, if any of those folks are listening, if they want to come up on stage with us, and we can present the Newsline Young Ham of the Year to Bryant, and they can present the Alabama Outstanding Youth to their winner up there on stage with us, we would be more than happy to share the stage with them, and that way they'll get streamed on W5KUB. And right after the presentation, we always take our winner over to talk to Ted Randall on WTWW shortwave, the big 150,000 watt blowtorch, and we can bring their winner over there with us as well. So if they would like to dovetail with us and do it all up there with us and get perhaps a little bit larger audience, we would be more than honored to have them join us up on stage. So just wanted to put that out there officially.
Okay. Well, I know Mark's listening, so maybe he can pass that along. So yeah, the Alabama Young Ham of the Year is in the same club as Bryant. And then Marissa, W4AQT, is going to do a satellite talk at the Youth Forum at Dayton next year, and she's in the same club. What's going on down there? Yeah, what's going on down there, Bryant?
Something in the water.
We do have some outstanding youth hams in our club. I think it's really cool that Marissa and Warren have done some very, very interesting things in the time they've been licensed. Both have only been licensed for, I think, less than 2 years. Marissa's always tearing up those satellites, and Warren is just killing it on FT8. It's really cool to see.
All right. Well, 812-638-4261 is the phone number if you'd like to call in and ask a question or congratulate Bryant here as we're wrapping things up a little bit. But we hope to see you at the Huntsville Hamfest next weekend if you can. And again, tune in w5kub.com for the stream on that. So, Don, let's talk about Huntsville a little bit and the venue and everything. And I know you gave a call last week when Mark was on and talked a little bit about this, but talk a little bit about your experiences at Huntsville.
I think Huntsville is a great hamfest. When Huntsville was probably the first big hamfest I ever went to in '95 after I got licensed. In fact, the Young Ham of the Year from 1993 was from New Orleans, and he hit me up on the repeater one afternoon and said, "Hey, have you ever given any thought to going to the Huntsville, Alabama Hamfest?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't even know they had one." I mean, I was a brand new ham. What do I know? I'm an idiot in the best of times, and I was a brand new idiot back then. So a shiny new idiot. And he said, well, I'm looking for someone to so I can hitch a ride. They do the Young Ham of the Year for Newsline there. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's go. He said, great. I'll split gas and hotel. And I said, cool, let's go. So 1995 was when I first went to the Huntsville Hamfest, and I have gone every year with the exception of the aforementioned 2014 when we did not present an award. So it is the highlight of my year. I mean, I've been going to Dayton since '99, almost every year, except for the last few. We've kind of gotten on an every other year irregular schedule. But I did Dayton every year for a long time, and I seriously, as much as I love Dayton, I really, I think I love Huntsville more. The great thing about Huntsville is the venue. It's the Von Braun Center, which is right downtown. The flea market is huge, for one thing. I mean, it's not Dayton huge. It's not 10 acres huge, but it's a large flea market. And the vendors and manufacturers are all under the same roof with the flea market. It's all indoors in the same large hall, which means it's all air conditioned. And if you've ever been in North Alabama for the third weekend in August, you will appreciate that fact above all else.
Oh, yes.
The fact that it is air conditioned. And another great thing is the host hotel is the Embassy Suites, and it is connected to the Von Braun Center via a sky bridge, which is also air conditioned. So if you can drive in, you can park your car, go inside to your hotel room. They have great restaurants in the Embassy. You can get up, walk across that sky bridge. Oh, there's a Starbucks in there too, which is vitally important. It's right there by the elevators. Grab your Starbucks, go right across the sky bridge and into the Hamfest, spend the whole day in the Hamfest, go back and forth between if you buy something big, you can go back to the hotel, drop it off in your room. And again, you never have to go outside until you get in your car to go back home, if that is what you want to do. So it's a great location. It's a great venue. And it's probably one of the better venues of any Hamfest that I've ever been to.
I totally second that. It's just so easy to run the stuff back to your hotel room and lock it up and come back and go shop some more. And we've got somebody else here on the line that has been on here before that wants to chime in. Austin, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hey, Austin, good to hear from you.
Hello,
Hey, good
Austin.
to hear from you, too.
Yeah, what do you have for us tonight, Austin?
I just wanted to congratulate Bryant and see if he still remembers me.
Of course, I think about our trip to Costa Rica every day, and thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Austin,
no problem.
Austin, are you coming to Huntsville this year?
Sadly, I cannot make it to Huntsville this year, but hopefully next year I'll be able to go.
Oh, man, because Chris is going to be there, and I was hoping we'd get the band back together.
Yeah, hopefully, but yeah, just...
Yeah, Austin and Chris and Bryant were going around with the video camera.
Yeah.
They were having a good old time.
We had the three of them on Ham Nation right after the Costa Rica trip. That was a good night.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
All right, let me make sure I get your call right. WA8CCS?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, I remembered it. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Austin, for calling in. Appreciate it, and good to hear you. And I guess I'll see you at Dayton, but hopefully we'll see you at Huntsville before long.
Yep, definitely.
Thanks for calling in tonight, Austin. Good to hear your voice again.
Yeah, no problem. You guys too.
Take care.
Yep, thanks for calling, Austin. 812-638-4261 is the phone number, and we do have a tweet here from Patrick Moyer, W3RGA, says, congratulations, Bryant, and great job in Germany, and wants to know what your goals are for the upcoming contest season.
Well, thank you for the tweet, Patrick, and thank you for the kind words. I have many goals for this upcoming contest season. First, the first goal in my mind is I need to get some good antennas on my small lot here. Last weekend in the North American QSO party, I missed out on a few multipliers on 160 meters, so definitely don't want to miss out on those multipliers again, so I'm definitely going to get a 160 meter antenna up in the air. Another goal of mine is to improve my SO2R single op 2 radio skills, so I can be maybe not as proficient, but be somewhat similar to M6MJ and KL9A, who are always winning the competitions out there. So I hope that answers your question, Patrick.
Hey, regarding 160, Bryant, Emmett Hohensee, W0QH, who owns Radio Waves antennas, he's one of our corporate sponsors, and he'll be up on stage with us at Huntsville. Talk to him about 160. He's got some really nice shortened 160 wire antennas that I think you'll enjoy.
I'll have to look into that because that sounds like a pretty good option for my situation right now.
Yeah, bend his ear. He'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Yep, absolutely. That's a very good comment. And Carl, KD9HQT, writes in and says, congratulations to Bryant. So thank you for listening, Carl, and thank you for the comments there. And yeah, Don, why don't you talk a little bit about the sponsors and some of the goodies?
Yeah, it's something that we couldn't do this without them. We have CQ Publishing, which of course is CQ Magazine. Rich Moses and W2VU, who is the editor of CQ. He's also one of the judges on the judging committee for Young Ham of the Year. We have Yazoo USA. John Kruk, N9 UPC, I believe, will be up on stage with a gift for Bryant. Bob Heil, K9 EID of Heil Sound. This will be a Huntsville year for him. He will be up on stage with us as well as Emmett from Radio Waves. And all will have some really nice gifts for our young ham. I don't want to pop the balloon just quite yet. There should be a little bit of anticipation here, but it's good. It's just what a growing DXer needs, I do believe. So anyway, lots of thanks to CQ and Yazoo. CQ's been there from day one, from back in '86 when it all started, and Yazoo just a few years after that. And Bob has been with us for a long time, and Emmett probably for the last 5 or 6 years, I believe. So some great corporate sponsors, and we certainly appreciate everything that they do for us.
812-638-4261 is the phone number. We're just about out of time, so this is your last chance to call in if you'd like to chime in on the Newsline Young Ham of the Year Award, going to Bryant Rascoll, KG5HVO, and we'll be packing up and getting ready to go to Huntsville for the big celebration, and hope you can make it there, or at least watch online if you can't make it down there. So, Bryant, any final words here before we go?
I'd just like to, again, thank my mentors for all their guidance throughout my ham radio journey. And again, thank you for having me on, Neil, and it's good to hear you again, Don. And I can't wait to see you all in Huntsville.
Don?
Yeah, I second that as well. And you're a very gracious young man, a very humble young man, and I appreciate that. And you are exactly the type of person that this award was created for. And Bill Pasternak would be extremely pleased with the choice this year, which was a unanimous choice, which happens so rarely that we have a unanimous choice for Young Ham of the Year. But this year, it's you, Bryant, KG5HVO. So congratulations, and look forward to spending some good quality time with you in front of a whole bunch of people.
Sounds good. We'll see you there.
Absolutely.
All right, and don't forget the Youth Lounge. The Youth Lounge down at Huntsville is fabulous, and
yes.
I'm sure we'll all be kind of diving in and out of that.
They've made some improvements that added some new things to that this year, from what I understand. So yeah, definitely check out the Youth Lounge.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to finish things up here, but Bryant, congratulations again. Look forward to seeing you next week, and Don, I look forward to seeing you and your new shirt next week.
Yes, the I Am Wilbanks shirt.
Yes, the I Am Wilbanks. So
I'll have it on at some point.
All right, sounds good. Well, it's time for the call of the day. Today's winner will get a canvas tote bag courtesy of Heil Sound, and that will go to WA8CCS, of course. So
woohoo!
Thank you for calling in, Austin, and we'll get that to you. Well, that is a wrap for this week's edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to Bryant, KG5HVO, and Don, AE5DW, and everybody out there in cyberspace for listening and calling in. And invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Val, NV9L, will be here, and we're going to talk about logging. Some requests from some listeners to talk about some of the logging options that are out there. So we're going to talk to her about logging, and you can find out all of our upcoming guests over at hamtalklive.com. Just click on the show schedule link. Also coming up on Sunday night, I'm going to be a guest on the 100 Watts and a Wire Sunday Night Net. So join us if you can. That's Sunday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Check your local listings. But no, check the 100 Watts and a Wire Facebook group for the frequency. But I imagine we'll be on the general class phone portion of 40 somewhere. So tune into that and jump in to the net there Sunday night with Christian and the gang. And if you like Ham Talk Live, leave us a review on iTunes if you can. We'd appreciate that. It helps others find us faster. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375, and may the good DX be yours.